real Star Trek has been dead since Alex Kurtzman kind of came on board on the J.J. Abrams films back in 2009. I mean, we really just haven't seen anything since. Strange New Worlds has its moments. It's like almost there. It's very frustrating because there's so many bad things about that show, but it could be a real Star Trek, sadly. They're just not quite there. But what they've unveiled, of course, this last week, which got a lot of attention, was this new Discovery spinoff called Starfleet Academy, where it just looks like the exact diversity casting woke nightmare that Discovery was to begin with. And you have this Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid, as you see this AI-written article on comicbook.com. A female Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid raises big questions about Star Trek canon. You could tell this is not written by a human here. And it's something that's pretty crazy that they would go here because it just violates canon all the way around. A Jem'Hadar is born in a pod. It's not something that reproduces. You're not going to have a half hybrid or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. And yet this is where we're at, and this lady's now in Starfleet. And you can tell she's cast because she's body positive and the like. But there's more insidiousness to this casting. This is what these people do every single time. I'm going to get into the history of just like what they do as activism for their casting versus what they're doing for their shows and, actually try to create a serious Star Trek here. And we'll get into who this lady is and why this is such a just ridiculous move in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us as we talk about all things science fiction, my friends. This is your place for science fiction news. I appreciate you being here. I would like you to check out my science fiction books, guys. I actually have my Colony launch on sale. 99 cents on Kindle just right now for the next couple of days. This is a Colony launch. It's very simple. It's very like Heinlein style, just going out, reaching out for the stars. They have to deal with the government who's trying to, just subvert their entire deal, which is just what governments always do. And so if you like, I believe, classic Star Trek, you're going to enjoy this whole deal. And you're going to enjoy my world, which I'm building from this. I've got a whole host of novels in this world, and more are coming, including a space exploration show very, very soon. Since they're not going to do Star Trek the way that, it's at its heart, I'm going to just do it better. It's just how it's going to work. So thanks for being here. Thanks for reading and checking out the science fiction. It's available in the description below. It's also on audiobook if you prefer that way and have some ACX credits or whatnot, Audible credits. This is a great spot to go support my channel. Thanks. It's in the description below. All right. So I mentioned, this is their shilling for it on as they, quote, raise questions about this and don't actually say anything on comicbook.com. But who is this person? Gina Yashere. And if you look up Gina Yashere racism pretty quickly, you start to find On Riches, Racism, and U.S. Success, a big Guardian article, The Architects of Racism, Buckingham Palace is Racist, Humiliating the Racists, and American Racism versus British Racism. So you see quickly a theme with this person, who's a body-positive black lady, of course, is her entire deal's a race grift, very, very quickly. Now, this is the article on the Guardian, and this comes about, in the heart of the whole Black Lives Matter situation, where, of course, is probably where they found Alex Kurtzman found her. Now, there's a comedian, so you immediately know this Jem'Hadar half Klingon is going to be a joke of a character, and it's not going to be very serious of a character. Probably going to be the comic relief nonsense, which is not going to work very well because it's just going to highlight how absurd the character is to begin with, right? But if you look at what Kurtzman's done with casting in the past, you got to remember in Star Trek Discovery, they put Stacey Abrams as the president of Earth, right? And made her like the future president as a political gesture. Again, during Black Lives Matter and the like. So they're all in on this messaging, and this is all in on exactly what they're doing all over again, just spinning out of Discovery into the same thing. And she's got a memoir about racism and the like, of course. And so she talks about this. I knew I had something special, and she had to get off and start all over again. She came to America. Nobody knew who I was. I started again, open mics, performing wherever I could. And she had to deal with racism, of course, because that's all of these people deal with. the entire time. This is a whole sob story about how she was harassed for being black and a girl in her youth in England, and she of course talks about this. You could see why she got the role. This is going to be the same thing over and over. She fantasized about pushing one abuser down a lift shaft. I mean, it's just like everything's victim politics with all these people all the way around, right? And so it's like pretty wild as they go through this stuff, and you learn exactly what's going on. Then they make a white version of it years later, which gets a prime time slot, and the white comics who appear on it regularly go to sell out stadiums. It's all, I'm oppressed because we're doing topical stuff and news stand-up, and it's just because we're black. So painful. And I was doing a show, producers would say, would you slip in a bit of your mom's Nigerian accent when you do some of your jokes? She did it to please them. Then I got lambasted. People said all she talks about is being African and black. They were using me to hide the fact that they didn't have enough women or black people on the show. And I was like, I don't want to be anyone's token anymore. I want my own shit. So as you can see, Hollywood props up these people who are, their entire shtick is black people, racism, dealing with racists, getting rid of the racists. Buckingham Palace is racist, humiliating the racists. This is what they do. She even has a Spotify song called Laughing to America, American Racism versus British Racism, if you want to go watch that and have some fun. And so this is like her entire grift. And then she complains about the fact that she's famous for that being her entire grift, right? And so this is, and this gets her more media attention as the media goes, oh, you poor soul. You're only popular and only pushed by the media extreme because you're black and a lady. And yes, you're being used to prove that they have blacks and ladies. Doesn't that feel terrible? Well, I mean, I'm sure she's feeling terrible all the way to the bank, as, any white male comedian has to work like 10 times as hard to get anywhere near the spot because they want to prop up people like this every single time. And this is just another example of them propping up somebody like this, like Stacey Abrams before in Discovery, because they want to make this diversity statement. And if you look at the entire cast of Starfleet Academy, they're very easy. I posted this on X when it came out with all the cadets that they had all their little images for from San Diego Comic-Con. No white males, right? No white males. And of course, the commander of the academy is what? A white female. And then the first officer of this is a black female. I mean, yeah, she's got the weird makeup on and stuff, but she's a black female, and she's there to talk about racism and the like, because everybody's going to be racist to her watch. And the only white male that is in the cast is not even a real person. It's a hologram, and it's the Doctor, and it's the one nostalgia bait to be like, hey, watch this show. Remember Voyager? And that's the only thing they have going for it at this point. So this is who they cast. This is what they think of the audience. This is, at this point, they're like, you know what? The audience is going to eat this slop up. This is what we're going to do again, and we're going to make our biggest, highest budget one ever. Apparently, they're spending $130 million on this first season, which is going to be just a disaster. I don't see this going well whatsoever. And oh my gosh, this is the absolute state of Star Trek at this point. Now, the rumors are at this juncture that they're actually going to renew Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout. His deal is up very, very shortly. But apparently Skydance doesn't know what to do with Star Trek and doesn't want to build things over from scratch. So they might have a stopgap where he's renewed, even though they're not super happy with what's turned out so far. If that happens, we're getting an Academy, and we're going to get that live-action comedy show from Tawny Newsome, another black female comedian. You see the trends, and then we're going to get Strange New Worlds migrating into a TOS reboot, which is what nobody wants again. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Check out some science fiction, guys. Got some great stuff with my Colony launch in the description below. And really appreciate you being here and reading. It's also available on audiobook if you prefer that way. Only 99 cents on ebook, though, for the weekend. It's a great deal. Thanks for reading. We'll be back.